What's up? Welcome to the Podcasting Co. YouTube channel. So, here I share tips and how to's and just everything that has to do with podcasting. And this is like your one stop shop to all things podcasting, whether you are wanting to start a podcast, whether you have a podcast, or whether you're like a veteran at podcasting. You're going to find something that helps out here and that really takes your podcast to the next level or helps you launch or anything like that. So today what I wanted to share with you, and that's like the official, unofficial first kind of episode, is how to edit your podcast like a pro using Descript. And the reason we're using Descript here, okay, I'll give you a little bit of background. So my name is Ruby. I'm the founder of Podcasting Co. And I am an audio engineer by trade. That is what I went to school for. I have my degree in audio engineering. And so podcast production, music production is what I know, what I love, what I studied. And Descript has made it so easy for everyone, whether you understand audio or you don't, to edit, record, and just have a place that you could do it all. And it's very AI driven, which is amazing. We don't hide from new stuff here. So I want to show you guys how, yes, like you could of course get an editor if you choose to and have like a team built around your podcast, but you could also DIY it really, really easily. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut up and just dive into Descript. And also just know that I have a special link that will give you, I think, a discount code or something. I'm not sure, but I do have a special link. So you guys can check it out after you watch this video, where I'm going to take you step by step and everything that you could do. And as you may not know, I'm recording this on Descript right now, and I'm just so excited to show you. So let's dive into that. What's up? Welcome to the Podcasting Co. YouTube channel. So here I share tips and how to's and just everything that has to do with podcasting. And this is like your one stop shop to all things podcasting, whether you are wanting to start a podcast, whether you have a podcast, or whether you're like a veteran at podcasting. You're going to find something that helps out here and that really takes your podcast to the next level or helps you launch or anything like that. So today what I wanted to share with you, and that's like the official, unofficial first kind of episode, is how to edit your podcast like a pro using Descript. And the reason we're using Descript here, okay, I'll give you a little bit of background. So my name is Ruby. I'm the founder of Podcasting Co. And I am an audio engineer by trade. That is what I went to school for. I have my degree in audio engineering. And so podcast production, music production is what I know, what I love, what I studied. And Descript has made it so easy for everyone, whether you understand audio or you don't, to edit, record, and just have a place that you could do it all. And it's very AI driven, which is amazing. We don't hide from new stuff here. So I want to show you guys how, yes, like you could of course get an editor if you choose to and have like a team built around your podcast, but you could also DIY it really, really easily. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut up and just dive into Descript. And also just know that I have a special link that will give you, I think, a discount code or something. I'm not sure, but I do have a special link. So you guys can check it out after you watch this video, where I'm going to take you step by step and everything that you could do. And as you may not know, I'm recording this on Descript right now, and I'm just so excited to show you. So let's dive into that. I moved over to record on Zoom because I don't think I could record and demo at the same time. So we're just gonna before we get started, this episode was brought to you by my company, Podcast & Co. In specific, it is brought to you by the Launcher podcast course, which is a 5-week intensive from start to finish that will teach you step by step on how to launch a successful podcast. It is the exact methodology I use with my clients who end up in the top charts and end up having like thousands and thousands and thousands of downloads with their podcasts right from the start and building these incredible businesses, attracting a new audience, etc., etc. So if you've been wanting to start a podcast, then definitely check out the Launch Your Fucking Podcast course. I will leave it linked below. And just because you're coming from YouTube, you can use the code PODCOYT for 50% off. And if it is not currently running because you're watching this some other day, then you can sign up for the waitlist and you will be the first to be notified on when we start the next round. All right, let's get back into the video. Here we have Descript. When you sign up, you could sign up for a free account or a paid account. And so right now I'm just showing you on the free account, just so you get an idea on what you could do even on the free account. So you could see here, yesterday I edited a 41-minute episode with the free account. You get 1 hour of free transcriptions. You could still technically edit, but I just like using the transcriptions. Now, here's the cool part about Descript. So you're going to have all your projects here downloaded, shared with me, by me, so people could share, and just like you could share with other people through the Descript. It's like a project management software. So when you open it, this is what it's going to look like once you sign up for it. Whether it's a free account or a paid version, that's up to you. But yeah, this is where you would land. This would be empty, obviously, and then you would just click new project. So you could do quick recording, remote recording. This is still in beta, so I have not personally tried it out yet, which I might sometime soon. But video or audio project are the ones I use the most on this app, on the software, and the ones I teach my clients, because it just makes it so easy. And nowadays, I do recommend often for your podcast to be a video podcast as well, just because then it makes it so much easier to take and reuse as promo on Instagram Reels or TikToks or wherever you want to share it. And of course, here on YouTube. And so let's say we're doing a video project. So I would click video projects, and then you could upload a file. So that would be something that maybe you recorded over on Zoom, or maybe you recorded on a camera or something that you're importing in. You could also paste a link from a YouTube video, so then it imports it. Let's say you have a video up on YouTube that you would want to either turn into an audio podcast or get show notes for or a description for. We'll get to that part soon, but you could do that. You could write it, which I think is one of my favorite features here on Descript, and then record or browse templates. You could record straight onto Descript, and it has a couple little features that I love when you record into Descript. But for now, we'll just say upload a file. And once you upload a file, it's going to look something like this. So you could see how like it transcribes it. The cool part about Descript that I have not seen any other editing software do is you could edit it as if it's a document. So let's say you're listening through it and there is a sentence or word or part that you're like, oh, I don't like that, this is how simple it is. You would just highlight the part that you don't want, hit delete. It deletes it not only from the text, but from the video itself, from the audio itself as well, which is one of the best things that I think exist because it just cuts your editing time by so much. Another thing you could do is remove filler words. So with removing filler words, I already did that for this project. But when you remove filler words, what it's going to do is in the free one, you can remove ums and us, which is one of the most common one. But if you're doing the paid version, then you could type out which words you want to remove. So likes, you know what I mean, etc. So there's a word or a phrase that you often say a lot, then I would definitely recommend you going for the paid version of this, just because it just makes it that much easier for you to delete those parts without having to go individually finding them. So, like if we were working on the paid version of this, then we could delete the likes, you could replace it, you could do a lot of stuff. It's just a great tool to have. So now we're gonna take a look at these over here. Let's go into Underlord. So Underlord is the AI feature. This is one of the best things to exist ever. And I keep saying that because I just really do think it is. But basically, here it says it's your free plan will be limited to only 5 uses of Underlord basic powers. So definitely this is worth all the money, in my opinion. So when it comes to sound, of course you want the sound to sound good because we're talking about podcasting. So you could edit for clarity. This will remove any filler words, digressions, bladder, and all that stuff that is obvious needs to be cut out. Another thing here, the studio sound. So studio sound just makes it so background noise is easily removed. It's a little finicky in my opinion because you're dealing with frequency and sound, which can be a little unique depending on each person, right? So studio sound is not one of my favorites. However, if you're trying to do quick edits that can't sound good, studio sound, just throw it on there and it kind of really does minimize the outside external noises. Remove filler words, we already went through that. It removes the ums, us, like, you know what I mean, all that stuff. Remove retakes. So this one is so amazing because let's say you're recording and you say, I don't know, you say, well, just what I did right there, where it was like you repeat the same sentence, the same phrase. This just removes it for you. Shorten word gaps. I use this when I know my clients tend to like pause and drift off and like a lot in their episodes. I'll just put this on, choose how long I want that gap to be. So if it's any longer than that, it will shorten it to, let's say I put 5 seconds. Then if there's a 30-second gap or a 10-second gap, this will automatically shorten it. So with the add chapters, this is more like if you're editing a YouTube video, you could add chapters to it. I never use it. I don't find it to be a need. Now, let's talk about the look good aspect of this. I just recently started playing with the eye contact for one of my solo episodes, and you will see it. I could probably just insert it here. I don't know how good I'm going to be at editing these, but basically, if you're recording on the software on Descript, and let's say I'm drifting this way or I'm reading a script or whatever I'm doing, this eye contact feature is going to make it AI generated where anytime my eyes drift to the side, it will refocus them as if I'm looking at the camera. So this allows you to be literally reading a script and your eyes will always look like you're looking at the camera. Again, it's a little finicky right now. They're still beta testing for it and stuff, but I think it looked pretty decent overall, and I know it's just gonna get better. Now with the center active speaker, let's say like right now I'm kind of off to the side. This what I would do is it would move you to be center of the screen, and it just makes it easier for if you want to make it look super professional or whatever that looks like. Green screen, everyone knows what a green screen does. It removes your background, so then you can put whatever you want to put behind you, which I think for YouTubers, this might be a really, really cool feature to have with the automatic multi-camera. So this one, I would say use it if you are recording in the invite where you're like inviting people to record with you onto Descript. This will just focus the camera on whoever is speaking, which is so cool because then you could use that for clips, right? For social media clips, for TikTok, whatever you want to do. So now you don't have to go in and edit who is talking, so moving it around, it just automatically does it for you. I've never really used the generate an image one. Okay, so this is just like it will generate an image and then you could overlay it on the screen. That's pretty cool, I guess, if you want to show something that maybe you don't have access to, or like, I don't know. I don't know how you would use this. I don't know. I'll ask you, what would you use this feature for? And now the repurpose. So with the repurpose, I love this one because it makes it so easy to create clips, create highlight reels, find highlights, etc., etc. So let's say I want to create a clip. So you would just click create a clip. Let's say I want to use that layout, submit. And then we're waiting for it to do its thing. It's kind of slow to do. So now it's going to give us a couple options. So this is what this one would look like. This is what this one would look like. And then you could kind of adjust it however you want it to adjust it, which just makes it so much easier, in my opinion, to pull the clips. It automatically does it for you. Now that we did that, you could create highlight reels. So again, this is kind of like clips, but this is just more of what the AI or Underlord considers to be like the top highlight reel kind of vibe. Find highlights. So this one is not going to create a clip. It's just going to find those incredible clips on the text. I use this one when I'm creating quote cards for my clients, just an easy pull, and it just makes it really, really simple. Or for myself, for my podcast, if I'm like, I'm not sure which clip stands out the most, just hit find highlights and it will find what it considers highlights. Again, sometimes it's a hit or miss because it's still in the beta testing process. This whole Underlord thing is pretty new for Descript. So sometimes I'm like, no, I kind of hate that. So I have to go in here and type out find a clip where we are talking about this episode. We were talking about Nepo babies. So, like, Nepo babies and why they aren't liked. I don't know, whatever. So you could get really specific with what you wanted to find. Translate captions. I'm really, really excited about this one, especially if you are someone that, like for me, I know a lot of my audience is Spanish speaking. So instead of doing the work twice of writing a script in English and then in Spanish, I could fully translate my transcription, upload that as a blog or something, and share that with them instead of sharing the podcast episode. Now, with Publish, I really, really do not use this as much except for the show notes version of it. And I guess now we're gonna give YouTube description a try sometime soon when I am editing this video to put out. You could draft a blog post if you want, draft a social media post. So this would be the caption of it, draft a title. So what should the episode name be? Remember that all these are tools. You should not rely 100% on this because it's AI at the end of the day. It is a great tool. Don't let it do the work for you. Use it as a tool. So now you could use the writing portion as a way to brainstorm ideas, write a script, write an outline, and then you could also upload your script. Instead of doing the video, then you would do the writing one, upload your script and rewrite it. So then AI using its smarts will rewrite the script to sound more cohesive, to sound more proper, more cool, whatever you wanted to do. And the possibilities are really, really endless with this Underlord tool. Now, let's talk about the project folder. So this is where all your layers of the project is going to live. So as you can see, here's the main one, and then we have the assets. So the logo, which is the Descript logo, the watermark that's going to be somewhere here. Because you are on the free version, that's another thing to keep in mind. With the free version, when you when you export your final project, you only get one that does not have a watermark, versus if you had the paid version, then you get all of them without the watermark. And yeah, this is just to see your whole like files, your whole composition, your whole project overall. And then as you can see here, we have the clips that I pulled earlier, so you could kind of easily navigate through all of them. With the scene, you could see the layers. Again, you could add effects, so color adjustments, blur, pixelate, zoom, blur, all these tools are more for like YouTubers, not so much podcasters, in my opinion. But let's say we wanted to pixelate her. We would just add a little pixelation. You could do it super pixelated, like it just it depends, like what you want to do. Now you could also do the background thing where you could do, so now the background is that color. Let's say you wanted to do something like this, that's what you would use that for, of course. Now, duration, this is how long your scene lasts. If you have different splits, and let's say I just wanted this clip to be pixelated, then I would go to show timeline. You would add a scene. Now, the scene is 2.9 seconds. You could come in here, add a pixelated thing. And now this is
that is what a Nepo baby is, because she like love Northwest, love her. And
so you see how you can add to the different scenes. So it's not just about splitting, it's about actually marking like this is a scene, this is a scene, blah blah blah, etc. So after this, you can go into your layers. So with the layers, you get all your scenes. You could kind of merge them together. You could add effects. You could add animations, all the stuff. This is getting more into, like you said, video editing and YouTube. So I'm not going to touch too much on this. And then you could go into record. So this is going to allow you to record on camera. If you click camera, it's just your face. If you click screen, then it's the screen and your face. And now we're recording in two spots. Now, with the elements, you could add shapes, you could add titles, you could add all the stuff to this. Again, we're not going to go super into detail on this because, again, it is more YouTube video editing heavy than podcast, and this is for podcasters. So we're not going to go super deep into that. Now, captions, you could add captions straight from Descript, which is incredible. Like, you could just adding a layout, we'll let it do its thing. But as you can see,
That is what a Nepo baby is because she love Northwest, love her. And she is not qualified.
so you see how now there's captions, which amazing. You don't have to go in and click anything. You don't have to use another software to add the captions. You could just do it all on Descript. No media. This is just again if you want to add some videos, add some GIFs to it, add some stock image like this one, but this one was AI generated, where these are just like stock images. And then finally, music. You could add your own music, you could add sound effects to the video, to the episode, which is incredible. Once you edited your whole video, you edited your podcast episode, now you're ready to export it. So from here, you would click where it says publish and go to export. You could export it as a video. You could export it as a video, you could export it as an audio, you could even export it as like the transcript or the subtitles or the GIF, whatever. I usually do video and or audio. We're just gonna click audio for now. Current composition 3, absolutely. You could also just current scene. So let's say there's a clip that you marked as a scene, you could do current scene instead of current composition, because the current composition is a whole thing, current scene is just that one part. And then you just export it. Once you export it, you're ready to upload into your host or take it to, whatever, to add the music and the intro and whatever, but all that can also be done on Descript. So I hope that this was super, super helpful. This is, like I said, one of my favorite tools. And you could do basically what I went to school for and have my degree with no experience and just using Descript as your go-to software. So if this was helpful for you and you want to see more podcasting videos, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and let me know what you use for your editing. And if this made it easier for you, 100% you should get Descript. Like I said, the link will be in the description for you to sign up, and I will catch you in the next video.